Good morning, ATL, and welcome to Hot 97 News Atlanta. This is a brand new live news show where we talk about all the biggest things happening in the city. It is Monday, February 9th. I'm your host, Lana Harris, here with Ronzel with 2 N's.
What's happening?
And Million.
Hey.
And on this Black History Month, we're going to talk about some Black history. There
you go.
So here is Ronzel with 2 N's with your 1 minute of Black excellence.
1 minute of Black excellence, yes. And today's fact is Robert Smalls was an enslaved man who stole a Confederate warship in 1862. Now, look, he sailed it past enemy forts using their own signals. And this, my friend, is why you need two-factor authentication, okay? He then goes on to free his family and others and delivered the ship to the Union. Here's the best part. He later became a U.S. congressman and helped rewrite South Carolina's Constitution. This is why, which explains why this story isn't in the textbook, because it makes too much sense. And this is 1 minute of Black excellence, baby.
Amen.
You know what's crazy about that? The fact that you stole a whole ship and then ended up as a lawmaker. You've lived like the craziest life.
Craziest.
You know what I mean? Like that probably feels like a whole other like lifetime ago person by the time you're like a lawmaker.
But stealing the ship ain't no joke back then. Like, and you a slave, you don't really know what you're doing with the ship either. You know what I'm saying? You just out there like, you just out there with it, bro. You really don't know what you're doing.
And you use their hand signals.
Like, yeah. Hey, who goes there?
He knows it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's like, oh my God, I did it.
All right, sir, white man, you're good to go.
Crazy. So that's awesome. So yeah, we're going to hit you with one of those every day of Black History Month, so look forward to that. Meanwhile, we have an update that nobody was hoping for. Man, a body was found in a pond near Atlanta, and it is believed to be Lil Jon's son.
That's upsetting, man. I actually rode past. I live up in around the Milton area, and I rode past, and I saw like all the crime. I saw the crime scene, or where it was happening. So, this story has so much going on because it's like what?
Yeah,
like what? Running out the house naked, 6 a.m. What's going on?
No
Leaving
phone.
your phone?
Yeah.
Found in a pond?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What? Like, at this point, I need a ton of answers.
Yeah. So the pond that he was found in is near his home in Milton, which is just north of Atlanta. And they found him on Friday, and around noon, divers from the Cherokee County Fire Department basically announced that, like we found somebody. It had been like about a week or so, or a couple days, I would say, actually, that he had been reported missing. It was earlier in that week. But police said that he left his home early Tuesday morning, just under unusual circumstances, kind of what Rondell was talking about. He was on foot, didn't have his phone. People were kind of immediately concerned that he was disoriented and probably needed some help. There was a missing person poster of him shared on social media, and people were just kind of wondering what was happening. And yeah, this just came to an end that everybody was hoping wasn't going to be the case, you know?
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking. You know, like I said, Lil Jon, it seems like he was in watching his interview at one point in time, it seemed like he was changing his life for the better. He had stopped drinking for a while. He had gotten more heavily into spirituality, and like to hear that this has happened to you, I just really hope and pray that like this doesn't cause something to happen, like maybe relapse or something like that, because it's like this is like really traumatizing, like to hear something like this.
Very strange and very just abnormal. Right. You know, you walk out of your house, nobody can find you. They feel like you're disoriented. They find you, and you know, like you said, I think a lot of people want some answers. Just like how, why, what happened? Were drugs involved? Was alcohol involved? Like what did he fall and hurt his head? You know, that's unbelievable. So we will let you know if there's anything else that comes from that. But I can tell you, just so we can, let you know who we lost in our community. His family, of course, talked about him, said he was kind and caring and warm-hearted. He was a musician and a producer. He's actually known as DJ Young Slade. And at this point, they're just kind of seeking privacy. They don't really want to talk about this publicly because this is painful.
Yeah.
This is awful. So we will move on to other stories. Again, we'll keep you posted on any developments from that. But there's another man in Metro Atlanta that's been charged with impersonating an officer. This time, it was apparently a Gwinnett County deputy. What is going on here?
I'm trying to tell you, this is starting to become a trend.
What is this?
This is starting to become a trend. Y'all have, and it wasn't our show that did this. I just want to let y'all
Right.
know we done reported on this a few times, but I mean, I told y'all don't do it.
We're highlighting it
I'm
because
highlighting
it just
it.
keeps happening.
I just told y'all don't do it. But this is what happened. A guy named Samuel Baxter was arrested Thursday for allegedly impersonating a sheriff's deputy to carry out armed robberies and home invasions. All right, so the arrest followed a nearly month-long investigation into a group using the guise of authority to target victims, which is, again, let me use my words wisely when I say this. This is very genius, but don't do it. All right, that's very smart, but don't do it. All right, Baxter faces multiple violent felony charges and being held without bond as investigators search for his accomplices. All right, Baxter was taken into custody after a series of robberies, which suspects allegedly posed as law enforcement. He is being held at the Gwinnett County Jail without bond. So,
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Did you just say that it was a group of people? Did I miss you say that?
Yeah.
Because I
But
said that in your notes.
He's the one that got caught though.
But that would explain it. There is a months-long investigation into a group that's impersonating officers.
It's all coming together.
Okay. It wasn't us. That y'all are doing this.
This is all coming together.
Yes.
I didn't even put the two and two together.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Now that's crazy.
There's a ring of fake police officers out there that's been wilding out.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
That is a whole new creative way to be a gang.
100%.
Okay. We're impersonating police officers.
I'm just saying, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Crazy.
They had their own little fake police force.
Boy.
Oh my God.
They had their own fake police force, bro. Oh,
Yo.
man.
Imagine they actually just show up and do some good.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all want to make a force.
They was called the APNs.
The APNs. Yeah.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
APN.
That is crazy. Oh my God. We need to figure out ways to tell if this is a real officer or not. Like, hey, this is how you know it's a real officer. This is how you know it's an APN.
There are probably signs.
There are definitely signs, bro.
There's
signs for sure. If he come in with a mouthful of gold, tattoo on his neck of his baby mama, he's definitely probably not the APD.
Can we see his picture one more time?
Yeah, one more time.
Boy, that's crazy. So now detectives say they're working to identify and locate other members of the group.
That is crazy.
They're telling me there's more. Bro, there's more of y'all out there. It's so wild to me, dog. It's so wild, bro. All right, man. This is the only time I'm gonna be shout out to the APNs because that is crazy, bro.
Look, this is how you know this. So here's some signs of a real police officer: a formal worn with a dress jacket, insignia for ceremony. So they have to have the insignia, standard daily uniform. They typically can't have beards. And they definitely don't have a piercing on their eye.
Nah.
Because that's a safety hazard. So just be aware of that, y'all.
There are probably signs.
Yeah, if they got a switch on their gun when they come into your house, the police don't have switches, okay?
And although Key says police been a gang as well, though.
They have.
And ski mask and a police uniform. Crazy.
Yeah.
The side they shouldn't have the mask, ma'am.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's
crazy.
if they wearing distressed jeans, if they got
Exactly, ripped jeans.
they got ripped jeans and a white polo shirt on, you know what I'm saying? They are not APD. They'd give you a arrest. Let me stop.
That is crazy. So we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I hope they get him because that is crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
wild.
And that's also why I don't want to make it a thing, but that's also why people were saying ICE needs to have actual identification, actual uniforms. Don't just let people in T-shirts with masks on grab people on the street and shove them in an unmarked van because then this happens.
And they done started a whole group,
A whole movement.
like a little boy band. This is incredible. This is wild, bruh. I hope APN catches on too. I hope APN catches on.
Okay. Also, man, crazy incident over the weekend. Had a lot of people talking about this on the social medias. Basically, people are still shaken up, honestly, today after there was a gunman who barricaded inside of an apartment, opened fire, and injured 2 Atlanta police officers. It was a whole 7-hour standoff.
Yeah, it was a standoff. So what happened was Atlanta police were called to the Helios apartment complex twice Saturday morning after reports of gunfire. Now, when they arrived at 7:30 a.m., they observed the signs. They were scoping out the area, and they seen where the fire was coming from. The gunfire was coming from a specific apartment. According to police, the apartment's owner allowed the officers inside to investigate. When they finally did go inside, though, they entered a back room and were immediately met with gunfire from a man barricaded inside. 2 officers were injured. One person was scraped, grazed. There you go. One person was grazed on the arm, and another officer was grazed by the head, but nothing like critical. No critical damages actually came of it. The suspect is identified to be Alante Ray, 23 years old, of Stone Mountain, and Ray is being held in the Fulton County Jail right now. And Ray faces 8 counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, property damage, possession of a firearm, and a hold for Cobb County.
God, dog.
Yeah, so
Crazy.
When I was listening to the press release, the officers were saying that, we tried to negotiate with the young man, but he just wasn't having it at the time. Hence why it was so long of a standoff. He was barricaded in a room and he had guns on him,
And had already shot at 2
Right.
officers. I mean, that's crazy. Okay, so what I also found to be a little crazy, 5 officers apparently fired at the suspect and none of them hit the suspect.
Yep, time to go to training.
So, I mean,
Time to go to training.
and I don't know, we don't know what the layout was. Maybe he dipped and dodged behind a wall. But if you got 5 officers who are opening fire, they probably lit that apartment up.
Come on now.
And not one hit the actual suspect. But I'm glad that they're okay. Yeah, one just had a shrapnel injury on his arm. The other one was grazed in the head by a bullet. But yeah, they were both let go from the hospital. So it wasn't that bad, like genuinely. But that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think he probably wanted to go back to jail. That's what it was, bro. Like, that's what it
Think
feel
so?
like. Yeah, that's what it feel like. You know what I mean? Like, bro, he probably done went to jail before. This is the, mind you, everything I say on this show is just
You
how
need to
I be-
making up.
This
Yeah,
is, this is what I be thinking, right? Yeah, this is what I be. This is my imaginary mind moving. Okay, I think that he probably done went to jail before. Probably didn't want to go back, or you know what I'm saying? Was like, hey, I can't go back to jail.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, y'all either gonna have to kill me or you know what I'm saying? One of the two. That's what
Well, we saw that happen actually like last week, where the officers were trying to. They also got shot at.
Yes.
Remember at the
At the hotel.
Yeah, at the little hotel there. They was trying to actually get inside. They were trying to arrest somebody. He started firing back. One officer actually lost his life.
Yeah.
He had 22 counts though. He's been arrested like 22 times though. So I guess you do make a point when you're saying that, hey, people don't want to go back to jail.
Exactly. Well, if you don't want to go back to jail, don't do crime.
Right. Don't shoot to begin with and like say, hey, police, I would like for you to come
Yeah.
right here. That's what you're doing. That's the alarm for them. I think it's crazy that you're going to do something like this in Fulton County. Like all the stories about Fulton County Jail, I'm not committing crime in Fulton County. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to commit crime, not that anybody should commit crime, but like you'd want to go to like Cobb.
Somewhere.
So, I mean, like to commit a crime where you're definitely going to the Fulton County Jail in Fulton County is crazy. He's from Stone Mountain.
Also, it was 7:30 in the morning. Why are you this? What is going
What's going on in your life?
7:30? 7:30 in the a.m.?
Some of y'all-
Brother, that's a little too early to be shooting guns. You could have waited till 5.
Yeah.
Some of y'all need therapy. You know what I mean?
7:30 in the morning, a little too early.
That's what I'm thinking though. I'm thinking it's more of a mental health issue. And I wonder, that doesn't necessarily give a pass, but it's like, I hear this. No normal person would do something like
No.
this. So not normal, but somebody I think he has to be going through something, right?
I just feel bad for the officers. Like, that's a crazy, and I guess I don't really think about what it might be like to literally be an officer, but to know that you could just go to a scene and either arrest someone or leave or end up getting shot at and in a 7-hour standoff. Like, you literally never know what you're going to get being an officer. That's crazy.
And the fact that one guy got grazed on the head.
It's a close call.
They probably going to be like, all right, wrap it up. Just put a little bandage over there. We'll let you sit out for a couple months. In a couple more months, we'll send you out there. Like, it's traumatizing. And this is why I say that if we do put more money into the police forces, training, put it in training, but also put it in their own mental health. They need to have mandatory therapy or something like that.
Quick question. Now, this is just my question.
All
Okay?
right.
No,
It's always when he prefaces it.
this is my question.
He gives a disclaimer.
So it was 7 hours, right? So 7:30 to 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
You think he had some snacks in the back?
Oh my God.
No, for real. If you think about it, 7:30 to 2:30, that's a long time to be barricaded in the room. You don't think he had I would be hungry.
It's a valid question.
Y'all don't be thinking about that stuff. Y'all got to start thinking about those type of things.
But was he barricaded in the room or was he barricaded in the apartment? Because if he's in the apartment, he could have been cooking a meal.
No, he was barricaded in the back bedroom. So
just the back bedroom.
I mean, he probably snagged some snacks because he knew it was about to go down. You dig what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Y'all don't be thinking about that stuff.
No,
though.
of course nobody thinks about whether or not he had snacks. It's crazy.
Don't let me think about that. Y'all got to think about the stuff that matters. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, shout out to our officers who have to deal with all types of crap like this, and then get somebody on the news talking about, I wonder if the suspect had snacks. I wonder if he got to use the bathroom, or if he just went in a cup.
Goodness.
What if he had to go? What if it wasn't more than just pee? What are you talking about?
Hey, man.
Oh man.
The way my mind works.
Sometimes crime segment with Rondell. Rondell doesn't need his own crime segment. We all just talk about all the things that literally could not matter less.
Hey, man.
Oh, man. Okay. In between time, another big story that's actually kind of been years in the making at this point. Today, the jury is going to be selected in the Appalachee high school shooting trial. So that is jury selection happening today in the trial of Colin Gray. There's Colin Gray and there's Colt Gray. Colt Gray is the one who was basically suspected of doing the shooting. Colin Gray is his father.
Right. So yeah, like you said, Colin Gray is the father. So if you don't remember what happened, I'm gonna just give a real quick breakdown of actually what happened with the shooting. So on September 4th, 2024, a mass shooting occurred at Appalachee High School, resulting in 4 deaths and multiple injuries. Authorities charged Colt Gray, who was a minor at the time, he was 16 years old, with dozens of serious felonies, including malice murder and felony murder. Shortly after Colt Gray's arrest, his father, Colin Gray, was arrested also. Prosecutors argue that Colin Gray, the father, they argue that Colin Gray's action, including purchasing a firearm, an AR-style rifle for his son, could be something that he could be held accountable for. This is the second time that we've actually seen parents get charged for a mass shooting that happened for their kids. Do y'all think that they should be held accountable for that?
100%.
I think it probably depends on the situation, but I could totally see. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
Like I said, yeah, 100%. I think the parents should definitely be charged because he got the guns from his dad, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So why wouldn't he be charged in that incident? You know
I don't know
what
if he is. Because it's legal to have.
It is legal to have guns in your house, 100%.
And it's legal to let your kids, I'm pretty sure, shoot a gun, like if like a training ring.
It's at 16 and
type
then,
situation.
But your guns are supposed to be locked up in a gun safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to have your gun. You have to have. I think it's after a certain age, your guns are supposed to be locked up in a gun safe. Regardless, your gun should be locked up in a gun safe. Period. If you have kids below the age of 18 in the house.
Yeah. See, I've always thought it was weird that we even allow AR style guns in general.
Yeah.
Because it's like You don't necessarily need them. I don't necessarily. Do people hunt with AR rifles or something?
Nah.
You can't do that because you're going to mess the meat up. So there's no real excuse other than you're just trying to cause massive damage. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right.
So
What's so funny? Will, you are a mess, bro.
Said you're gonna mess the meat up.
Mess the meat up. Yeah, you'll mess the meat up.
All right.
If you use an AR because
No, we got you.
it's so many different bullets, you can't even eat the meat anymore.
Oh, you can't eat the meat anymore.
you guys are so immature. You guys are so immature. This is a family establishment.
It's wild.
This is a reputable news organization.
I'm sorry.
But there is no real reason why anybody should have an AR
No,
as
you're right.
Especially a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was looking up, because I remember this case vividly. I was actually on the news when this happened, and we had to stand there for hours just like waiting for police to give updates because it was happening in real time. So Colin Gray gave the gun to his son, Colt Gray, as a Christmas present. And so that's kind of where people were like, okay, so you were the one who gave him this. And I believe there was some concern about him having that in general. There were reports that showed that authorities had previously investigated Colt for online threats, but I guess they interviewed Colt and his father about those potential threats to a school earlier in 2023, but they didn't find enough evidence to do anything about it at that time. So apparently at that interview, Colin Gray, the father, told officers that his son understood guns and that he'd be furious if these threats were real and he'd remove all the guns from the house. But it clearly that didn't happen. So that's why I think a lot of people were saying this could have been prevented. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't give your kid a gun for Christmas and if you'd maybe taken some of these threats, alleged threats seriously, maybe this wouldn't have happened. It seems like Colt Gray, the father, Colin Gray, the father, didn't really believe that his son was capable of doing something like this or that he was really a problem, or else, maybe he wouldn't have given him the gun. I don't know. But, that's sucks.
If you go up to the school and they're you're telling them all these things, you're reporting all these things to the teachers and stuff, and nothing's getting done about it. At some point, if you know that maybe your child might have an issue or might have a problem or might be liable or might he has some type of anger issues or something, me as a parent, I would remove my child from the school. That's just me. I will remove my child from the school. If y'all not gonna do nothing about it, I'm gonna remove my child from the school because I know my child might act erratic. You know what I mean? And I don't know what he's liable or capable of doing, even though I don't think he's liable or capable of doing this. My child is he's off his rocker, So I'm gonna remove my child so this won't happen.
Yeah.
Let's bring him to homeschool, or let's go to a different school. Let's do something else. You know what I mean? Let's figure this out, because if I'm bringing this problem to you and you're not getting it done or you're not like fixing the problem, then stuff like this happens.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Well, just to your question earlier, I totally understand why parents are held liable in the two cases where it's happened. And I've honestly thought before in the past that, man, these parents, how did you not know? Like, how are you not paying that much attention to your kid where you know that this is something that they were thinking about, possibly doing? They must just have free reign in your household. And in that case, it's kind of negligent of you. Especially in this day and age where kids are a lot more sensitive and they are bringing guns in these schools. It's not a surprise to anybody anymore. So at that point, like, it feels like it's on parents everywhere to literally pay a lot of attention to their kid to make sure that they're not thinking about doing something like this or, even able to.
Yeah, and I get it, but I think about it from, like, if I was in this position and it was one of my children that actually did this, God forbid it, knock on wood, I wouldn't hope that it never actually happens, but like, we see all the time that teenagers do crazy things. Like we reported like probably last month sometime where a dad had to turn his own son in. He turned his own son in for for committing murder, allegedly. So it's just like, how much could you be held responsible for somebody that's 16 years old? They're almost an adult. They're 2 years away from being an adult. There's not much you could really do to stop them from doing certain things in general. Like if he wanted to get it done, I'm sure he could have. And that's kind of tough. Like what if the dad actually was trying to keep the guns away from him? Are they going to take that into account? But it's just difficult. It's difficult.
Did he lock the guns away?
Yeah,
right.
How did he get his hands on it to even bring it to the school?
And that's what they're gonna be going through in the trial.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna be. I don't know. It's tough because again, 16 is like they're almost grown.
Here's a question I want to pose to you guys. If this was your child
Mhm.
and they already have done this.
Yeah.
As a parent, do you stand behind your child or do you throw your child to the wayside and say, you know what, I can't look at you the same.
Well, I was actually thinking, like, man, if this were my kid, like, I would feel devastated and like not want to go down for what they did, because presumably I tried my best to make them into like a good person. And man, I don't know. It's hard because I don't have a kid. You know, I can't feel that, man.
Yeah.
What if anybody has a kid? Like, let us know. Like, what would you do? Literally, if you found out your kid did something like this, they took a gun into a school and shot it up. Like, literally, what would you do? What would you think?
What would you do?
Maybe if I was a father, I think I would actually want to be held accountable, because it's like I already feel that guilt.
Yeah.
I know parents is already going to be looking at me like, what did you do? You're a monster. Your
Yep.
kid is a monster and you raised a monster. So it's like I would feel guilty and I would want to go to prison. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, if he was being charged as an adult and maybe he, you know, you guys were in there together, you know, maybe that'd be
Right.
that'd be preferable, because then at least I could try to look out for him. What a situation,
Yeah,
man.
it is.
Man.
So the dad, he actually faces 29 counts. He can get up to 180 years in prison.
God.
Though.
Wow.
180 years? I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
Wow.
you
How
think,
about
thinking,
that one?
yeah, you rethinking it.
I can
now.
do like 10. I'll do 10 for him, but like I can't do no 180,
Because
man.
he didn't do it, you know? But I mean, again, like, at what role does the fact that you didn't know as a parent that your child was capable, potentially, because, you know, these are just allegations, of doing something like this?
Right.
You should have known. I mean, at some point, somebody's got to get held accountable,
Somebody, and who is it?
you know? Because we keep having this conversation about, oh, ban guns. Oh, don't ban guns. Oh, it's mental health, but we're not going to do anything about mental health. It's like something's got to start deterring parents. It starts with the parents. You know what I mean? Because like now I'm going to be extra sure that I lock these guns up. Now I'm going to be extra sure I'm looking at your social media. I'm asking you how your day went. Like, I'm going to make sure you're not out in these streets about to do something to some school, because I know my butt is on the line too. I mean, I get it. I get it, man. But we have so much more to talk about, so don't go anywhere. We're right back after this break. Welcome back to Hot 97 News Atlanta. Another day, another drug bust in Metro Atlanta.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
Because this time, 2 people got arrested in Clayco.
Oh man,
man.
I hate that it's got to be my county. But I know it has to be our county. A week-long narcotics investigation by Clayton County Police Department resulted in 2 arrests. All right, officers seized multiple illegal drugs, cash, gift cards. In a vehicle believed to be tied to drug distribution. The investigation remains active now. The investigation began in late December of 2025 after initial arrests involving methamphetamine possession. Detectives continue investigating suspected drug transportation and distribution within the city. On Wednesday, February 4th of this year, officers conducted a traffic stop in Clayton involving a vehicle believed to be used to transport narcotics. The driver and passenger were arrested following the stop. Again, I do not know when we got all these drugs in the city. When did all this start happening? I do not remember there being so much drugs. Since the BMF era, I thought drugs kind of like dissipated a little bit. But now, what?
Maybe it's that it's coming to light more. Or maybe
true.
we are starting to see it more.
True.
Because I haven't seen it like this. I just got into the news cycle for real. That's crazy. Like, it blows my mind every day when I hear stuff like
Yeah. This is a lot.
So they were just arrested at a traffic stop and they found all that stuff in the car?
Yeah, found everything. So
Wow.
yeah, that picture. Yeah, so here's a little bit of what they just so we can run it down real quick. So they got charges of trafficking cocaine, possession of fentanyl, possession of methamphetamine, possession of tramadol, possession of Xanax, various traffic violations, evidence seized, vehicle allegedly in drug transportation, thousands of dollars in cash, multiple gift cards. Yeah. So
they seized their car and
seized their car
cash
and the cash.
some gift
Yep,
cards.
yep.
Dang.
that. That's crazy.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Riding around Clayco at that is even crazier.
You're
with all that
wild.
on you. Bro, I was driving through Clayco on like Saturday. Bro, I kid you not. It was like 5 different police like pullovers. Like they was pulling everybody out.
Yeah, police-
like
Not
left
surprised.
and right, bro.
Yeah, Clayton County Police don't play, bro.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, at all, bro. Clayton County Police do not play at all. Lovejoy Police really don't play. Like, the Jonesboro Police pretty cool, but Clayton County Police in a whole, Do not play. Like
Yeah.
if you slide down Terra Boulevard, be prepared to like slow down. There's police all through Terra Boulevard, bro.
With like known spots.
Yeah, known spots.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so we gotcha.
Yeah, Clayton County don't play, bro.
I mean, it was gas station here, complex here. Like it was really crazy. I was like, wow.
But you know what? And that's why, again, and we'll move on. Some cities don't live like that to where they're literally just out to catch you. You know what I mean? Some cities, the police, you don't see them until you call them because they don't even have the force and there's not the crime like that. So they're not just out there just trying to hope they can, send you to jail. But they do catch a lot of people.
They do.
You know what I mean?
They
so.
do. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't seen too many police in Alpharetta. I ain't gonna hold you. Not too many out here.
What's the demographic over in Alpharetta?
Whitey with white. It's like living in the Caucasus Mountains.
What about Clayco? What's the demographics in Clayco?
My brothers and sisters.
You already know.
My brothers and sisters.
Well, there you have it.
In other news, Falcons rookie James Pierce Jr. has been arrested in Florida, and apparently he is facing multiple charges.
Yeah, this one kind of hurt. So before I get into the story, I just want to read y'all his stats because he actually is not just like a rookie. Wait, because he's not just like this rookie that's like we need him. All right. So last year he played 17 games, had 17 solo tackles, 9 assisted tackles, total 26 tackles, had 10 and a half sacks, had 5 passes defended, and 1 fumble recovery. All right. So it's terrible what I'm about to read you, but just keep that in mind, okay? Atlanta Falcons rookie linebacker James Pierce Jr. posted a $20,500 bond Sunday after his arrest in South Florida. Pierce faces several charges, including aggravated stalking and fleeing or eluding police. The arrest comes as the Falcons transitions to new leadership under head coach Kevin Stefanski and general manager Ian Cunningham. It's not a good look right now as we're going through this transitional phase. Pierce was arrested Saturday and booked at the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center. Police say the incident began as a domestic dispute in Florida. Doral Police Chief Edward Lopez confirmed the dispute involved Pierce and Rakea Jackson, a forward for the Los Angeles Sparks. Yes.
What?
Yes. Pierce was issued a pretrial stay-away order from Jackson. According to police reports, Pierce fled from officers and crashed his vehicle during the incident.
So he's with someone who plays for the Sparks.
Yes. Yeah, they love it. And the crazy thing is, everybody loves Rakea.
Oh,
yeah, they love her. Yeah. They love her. Everybody like, he better not put a hand on her. This, that, and the third. So
wait, was this like a known potential problem?
No, this came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah. So it's a very bad look right now because we are going through a transitional phase with the Falcons. So I mean, I don't know if you're gonna get some PT this year, brother. I guarantee you that.
I'm sorry. You wanted to read his stats first?
I did want to read his stats first.
To distract us from the fact that
I did kind of, but I mean,
fled from police and crashed his car after being accused of.
It's just an accusation. Okay, just an accusation. We don't know if it's true or not. You know what I'm saying? But I did want to get the facts out there, and I also wanted to get the stats out there. Okay, you know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
Why are you looking like that, Million?
This story is disappointing.
Okay.
Like, black men, we got to step it up, man.
Okay.
And I hate to take it there, like, black man, like, but this is a black couple. Like, they was posting each other on Instagram. Like, there was young people looking at them like, yo, this is a beautiful couple.
Goals.
This is goals.
Yep.
This is what I want. And me being y'all know how I am. I'm a HBCU alma mater and everything like that. So I'm like, yes, black love, black everything. But when I hear this, it's just like, dang. And it's not just me, because my girlfriend, she seen it, and she literally was like, mind you, my girlfriend is a black woman, but she was like, what's wrong with y'all? I'm like, y'all, not all of us.
Wait a minute, not y'all.
Ask him, sis. Ask him.
Not all of us.
I was like, whoa, not all of us. It's not all of us. But at the same time, it's like, it is a lot of times that we're seeing things like this in the news. We're seeing this in the news cycle, especially athletes at that. I mean, Stephon Diggs, he literally has to go through some stuff right now because he was alleged to be choking out a woman.
A chef.
And it's just like, golly, we got to hold each other accountable. So me as a black man, he cannot celebrate Black History Month this year. or next year too.
Okay.
He can't celebrate it this year. He can't celebrate it next year.
Well,
he can't celebrate it the year after. I mean, of course he should go to prison, do what if it's found that he's guilty, all that. But you just make us look bad as a whole, bro. Black men has been fighting these allegations for a while, and you just added to them, bro. I'm so disappointed in you, brother. I'm so disappointed.
He can't celebrate Black History Month. It's crazy.
You don't get to celebrate.
This is coming from somebody that said Kick Rock's intro was the best intro ever.
I'm not doing any damage to our community.
That's all I
bro.
gotta say.
He may not be the one who's able to make that distinction for somebody whether or not they can and can't celebrate Black History Month.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
He's not the holder of the black cards.
Exactly. You know,
Who's not? I went to HBCU. None of y'all went to HBCU.
That is true.
that don't make
What
you
you
a,
talking about?
that don't make you the holder of the black card.
I got a little stakes in it. Now.
This does suck though, man. I will say that if this is true, man, it will be a blow for the Falcons 100%. I mean, the Falcons, they released a statement Saturday night saying that they are gathering more information and will not comment further on an open legal matter, as they should, because they just don't know what's going on.
Right, because before they got arrested, they were talking about how great he was.
Oh, he's amazing.
And now they're, planning to deploy him and this other guy, for their new defensive system. So, they are punching the air right now.
100%.
Especially when it comes to domestic-related issues. That's a whole big thing for a big community of people who, flee domestic situations. And then it's Rakea, who you're saying people love too.
They
Boy.
love her. They love her.
Boy.
They
Boy.
love her. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Falcons do.
He should definitely lose his career. He should definitely go serve some time if it's proven that he's guilty. And he should not be able to celebrate Black History Month for the next couple of years.
Okay.
I'm sticking with that.
Okay.
You got to earn it back, bro. You got to earn it back.
Okay,
that's
my guy.
I would like to hear who else can't celebrate Black History
Who
Month.
else can't
I
celebrate?
don't know. I guess I'll make a list.
Yeah,
I'll make a
'cause
list.
now I'd like to know
Who can and who can't?
who else can't celebrate.
Huh.
Can they? Is it dependent on whether or not they like the Kid Rock show?
Yeah, can R. Kelly celebrate Black History Month?
Can R. Kelly celebrate?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What about Diddy?
Diddy? Heck no. Not this year. Not this year.
What about Jay-Z?
Jay-Z? It's still in the air.
It is still in the air.
Okay.
It's not necessarily, he's not found guilty. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Amen.
What about Kanye West?
Yay, man, he kind of got a platinum card. So it's like we acknowledge him as one of our leaders in our community.
Okay.
We give him a platinum card. He'd be wilding sometimes.
Okay.
But he always gets to celebrate.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up with a list.
Yeah,
you know
please
what?
do.
Yeah,
Please do.
please. Yeah, we're all
Please do.
intrigued.
Who
But
can't?
before the end of Black History Month, I would like to know who can't celebrate Black History Month from Million. I would love that. I would love to hear
For
that.
sure.
So James Pierce Jr., our 1 minute of Black excellence is not for you.
Facts. You will
for you.
not be getting one.
Facts. Real talk.
In other news, we could soon learn what the FBI raid on an elections facility in Fulton County was all about. There was a federal judge who said that those records need to be unsealed.
Yeah, last month, as you know, the FBI executed a court-authorized search warrant at the Fulton County election facility. They took over 600 boxes of ballots and election-related records from the 2020 presidential election. Now, remember, I reported on it maybe last week or so that Fulton County retaliated and tried to sue back, saying, hey, the way that you conducted these searches, the way that you didn't actually give us a heads up. You didn't give us a heads up. You didn't, you wasn't supposed to technically take the documents.
Right.
And then when you did take the documents, you didn't do an inventory on the documents either. So now we're looking at that. So, but just now the judge did grant access to the FBI saying that you can unseal these documents.
Yep.
So they took them at first and they just had to hold it until they got the permission from the judge saying we could open them. So now we could possibly see what's in those documents if there was some wrongdoing in the election in 2020. And this is huge.
It is, especially because Fulton County admitted back in December that they didn't sign those tabulator tapes. And that does violate Georgia elections regulations. And the streets were saying, oh, we thought that the 2020 election was totally safe, totally secure, nothing went wrong. But apparently Fulton County at the time acknowledged that around 130 tabulator tapes from the 2020 election weren't properly signed. So then I went to go look up what that really means, like how many votes we're talking about here. And they were saying that that's about 315,000 early in-person ballots that we're talking about potentially not having been signed. And what a tabulator tape even is, basically on election day, each voting machine is going to print out a paper report. It's a tabulator tape, and that shows the total number of votes that were recorded on that machine when the polls close. It's like a cash register receipt at the end of the day showing how much money came in. So here's the tabulator. This is all the votes. And so there's supposed to be a signature. There's a Georgia election rule that requires all the poll workers to sign those tapes. Yes, we saw it. I have tracked that this is the right number. This is the right votes. Like, everything's good. The numbers are accurate. So if they don't have a signature on it, the concern is that maybe somebody took that paper out and slid it in for another one. Like, why are all these papers unsigned? And does that mean that somebody switched them out for different votes? It doesn't, but it could. That's the whole problem.
Right. Like you said, it doesn't, but it could. It's verification.
Yeah.
Like, how do we know that the people that signed these documents was actually citizens? Because, again, I mean, you would expect there to be a process and for everybody to follow the rules in that process, but maybe some people slip the cracks. Maybe some people, snuck their way in there. That's why they have this process in general, to where you have to have two people sign off on these tabulator tapes before they even send them up there. So it's really shaky. Fulton County, I'm really disappointed. And at first I was backing them up. I was like, yo, Fulton County, I think that Trump is doing this because he just wants the people to be scared come election day. But he might actually have some merit to these claims.
We don't know. For years, the streets were saying that man was crazy. He was just trying to dig up old stuff, and he lost the election. He needed to let it go. It went to court all over the country. None of those court cases amounted to anything, and there is no evidence of widespread fraud that stole the election, and he has not let that go. His supporters have not let that go. His supporters stormed the January 6th Capitol. That whole incident happened because of this. And so, when they came out in December and were like, oh, by the way, we got a bunch of tabulator tapes that were unsigned. It was like, wait, what? What? Because it's not evidence of fraud, but it does create some uncertainty. Like, what do you mean? So now they seized all that stuff, and Fulton County said, hold on, you didn't do that right. So now we get to unseal that seizure and actually see what you guys are poking around and looking at.
Right. And with this being a really big election coming up, it's like you have to look and see if there's any collusion going on, if there's any wrongdoings going on, because this election could determine if Trump is king again, or these next 2 years he's going to be able to be barred because of the the Democrats. So we'll just have to see, man. Keep an eye out on it.
Shall see what happens. You know who else is going to have to see what'll happen? There's about 100 teachers who work for charter schools right now, but they just found out they're about to lose their job. This is KIPP Soul Schools. They just announced they are closing in June. Yeah,
KIPP Soul Academy is closing. The move is tied to a broader restructuring and cost-saving effort connected to district under-enrollment. So basically what they're saying is people aren't enrolling in these schools anymore in Fulton, in Atlanta. Earlier district signals suggested major changes might not occur until 2027, 2028. They said it wasn't going to happen in 2027 or 2028, but they moved it up to 2026. So now parents is like, dang, what are we going to do? What do we do? I mean, do we have to send our kids to another school somewhere else? And then also 100 and something teachers just lost their job. We don't know. It's kind of interesting to see what will actually come from this. Students will be able to attend their zone schools with Atlanta Public Schools or apply to other KIPP schools. So it's not KIPP as a whole, but it's the ones that's in Atlanta. Is KIPP like a specialty kind of charter school? Like, what's their thing? What's their vibe?
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah, KIPP is it is from what I was looking at, KIPP Academy was especially a specialty type of school. Let me just see what they actually specialize in real quick. Because charter schools, they don't have to follow like a public school model. So there are some charter schools I've seen that kind of deal with kids who have maybe behavioral issues, not in like a mental way, but like maybe they are literally acting out. They have bad behavior. And so some kids will say like, okay, we're going to focus on some charter schools will say we're going to focus on trying to build them up as men and maybe not focus on their grades so much. And other charter schools might focus on, really
really honing in on, let's say, STEM. So like different charter schools can be different things. And so so parents really love like their specific charter school in some cases.
Yeah, they specialize in multiple different academic programs, and they also specialize in special education services also. But their main thing is just getting kids ready for college, getting people ready for the next step.
It's kind of all schools though. I mean.
Yeah, you do have a point. But it's with it being a charter school, I mean, I think that they're more hands-on in that though.
Yeah, it's only kindergarten through 4th or 5th grade from what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, that's unfortunate. But I'm sure if those teachers need a job, that as much as we hear about shortages and teacher shortages all over the country.
Go to Clayton County. They looking for a bunch of teachers out there. They got a bunch of teachers they looking for in Clayton County, boy.
And that's
everybody.
Tough. That's tough for a teacher because I was like I said, I was a teacher at one point, yeah. But like to go from somewhere like KIPP Academy where the structure is different. You don't have such tight rules from the actual system, from the education system, because it's private that you have to answer to. So now and then there's also different type of kids that you're dealing with too. You go to Clayco, there's certain rules and stipulations that you have to follow. And then there's different kids there. I ain't gonna say what the difference is, but it's different kids there. So now it's kind of tougher as a teacher. It could be more strenuous. It could cause more stress on the teacher. It's just difficult.
And I also just looked it up. It says that it does do the standard public school curriculum, and it has extracurriculars and enrichment, blah, blah, blah. But it also structures some grade level identity around values, community, culture, and activism. And so certain grade levels are tied to themes like African culture and activism and whatnot. So they build that activism curriculum into the public school-esque curriculum as well. So that's why parents were like, oh, okay, we like these schools for our kids.
Right. It's difficult.
So going back to regular public school would be different,
As a teacher, because again, some of those kids be wilding. I hate to say it. Those
in
public school kids be wilding, yo.
Yes, they do.
Yo, you almost have it good when you're in a private school because you could do a little bit more. You could even interact with the kids a little bit more. The ratios is different. You could have 2 teachers in a room if in a private school, as opposed to you go to public school, they don't have the funding to do certain things like that. So now it's like, it's going to be a lot more stressful for some of these teachers. I feel so bad for them.
Public school builds character, though.
For who?
Yeah, it sure
Public
does.
school builds character, man. It turns you to a real human instead of like this robotic person of, oh man, I gotta live up to what society is telling me to live up to. No, public school lets you live out dreams, and you get to, you could be this and you could be that and you could do this, and they don't crap on your dreams or any of that. But private schools, man, I have a lot of private kids, a lot of friends that went to private schools, and they were taught, got to go to college. You got to get this degree. You got to do that. You got to do this. And none of them have any of that. You know what I mean? Like they all are just, they all grew up to be like, pretty crappy people for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But all my public school friends that I grew up with, all are doing amazing things, because they were able to live out their dreams and live out, they built character in public school. Get in a fight or two, get your shoes.
Get in a fight or two.
Get your shoes stole out your locker. You know what I mean?
Character.
Get in a food fight. You know what I mean? Have some fun.
Bro, that is so alarming. If I was a parent, if I was a parent and I sent my kids to KIPP and they was chilling over there, they was actually learning how to be activists and community leaders. And then you send them to public school, now they fighting? Now you talking about they gotta fight for their life?
Fight for their
Bro,
life.
I'd be terrified as a parent, dog. You crazy.
I wouldn't.
Oh, man.
My kids going to public school.
Are they?
Flat out. 100%.
Interesting.
100%.
If I had the choice, see, I was trying to move on, but
Go ahead.
we've already, we're going to have to kill a couple of stories,
Go
man.
ahead.
No, because y'all want to talk about public school so much.
My bad. Go ahead.
Now, okay, what do y'all want to talk about? Waymo? The community
Let's do
spotlight.
Waymo.
Waymo,
Let's do
all right,
Waymo.
look, y'all. Atlanta, if you get in one of those Waymo cars, it might be being controlled by somebody in the Philippines. And that's nothing to do with the Philippines story. That's just happening to show you these Waymo cars are getting into accidents. That's what had the chief safety officer having to talk to Congress in the first place. There's a chief safety officer at Waymo who was asked, so what happens when a Waymo car encounters a driving situation that it can't independently figure out? And the answer was that the Waymo phones a human friend for help. so that the Waymo communicates with a remote assistance operator. So they ask, okay, yeah, so where are the assistance operators located? And the guy told lawmakers that some are based in the United States and others are abroad. And then, conversation happens and they're like, no, like, what do you mean by abroad? Took some more questioning, but eventually he was like, yeah, they're in the Philippines. So apparently he says they provide guidance. They do not remotely drive the vehicles. They just do things like confirm what the car is seeing and advising a safe path and a lane choice. And the car can't ignore their suggestion if it wants, apparently. But they keep getting into accidents. So it's like, who is controlling these things? One just hit a kid in California. That's probably what got them in front of Congress to begin with. Like, how are these self-driving cars hitting children and getting into accidents?
Yeah, it's really crazy. And with us being in Atlanta, they're all over.
All
like,
over,
yes.
bro.
all over, everywhere. They drive slow as ever, but people just keep on calling them as opposed to calling a Lyft. And I hate that they're called, like, I haven't looked at any stats on this or anything right now, but potentially if Waymo does get bigger, it could cause, other drivers, Lyfts, because Lyft even does self-driving services also, Lyfts, Uber drivers, actual human beings to lose their jobs because everybody wants to go to the AI route, the self-driving car route.
Hold on. I just asked this because I'm not really sure. It was my understanding that you didn't actually choose the Waymo car, that you called the Uber and the Waymo showed up or a person showed up, but like you don't necessarily even get to choose. And this says, yeah, you don't call Waymo by itself, but Waymo vehicles are available through the Uber app.
Right.
So when you request an UberX or Uber Comfort or Uber Comfort Electric, the system may match you with a Waymo car if one is nearby.
I could just see an old person ordering an Uber and then a Waymo pull up and where the person at?
The devil?
Where is the person at? You want me to get in the car with nobody? How am I supposed to get in? Who gonna drive? Who's driving this thing?
Yeah.
And who do you sue? Can you pull up that picture again? Now, who do you sue? How is this?
I think you sue Uber.
You would have to.
Yeah, because I think Uber has a policy. Probably policy is like ridiculously huge, but I think they have a policy with Waymo. So it's like you'll probably just sue Uber.
How mad would you be if your driverless car got into an accident? You got to go to the airport. You got to go pick up your car. You got to do any number of things. You're like in the car and back hurt.
Yeah.
I'd
be pissed.
That's crazy.
I'm looking at it right now. MK. He said Asian drivers monitoring the Waymos laugh out loud, wondering how that turns out.
We don't need
that is scary, man. No,
we don't need to.
Why would you comment that?
Take things there. The point. Please.
No, that is crazy.
Please. All drivers are fine drivers. We don't have to throw race into this.
No, that is crazy.
Oh, God, that's funny.
Shout out to MK.
But if you were the other driver and you get out and you're looking for the other driver who you need to exchange information with, this was just my Uber. Like, here's my phone. You don't have anything. I mean,
scan the QR code.
Scan the QR code if I get into an accident with you. That's crazy. That's crazy. Boy. Okay, well, really quick, we have got to shout the streets of Atlanta out because we got so much good stuff coming. We are right now watching with a lot of you on YouTube, but we're also on your TVs as well. And we were caught in 4K.
Yeah.
Look at that. Someone was watching us on TV.
Yeah, shout out to the Crunch over at 2203 Roswell Road in Marietta. Shout out to Crunch for just throwing us up there on the TV,
That's
man.
hard.
That is love,
That's
man.
hard.
Please tell your family and your friends to just, if they got a barbershop, if they have any kind of a business where they just put the news on, put us on.
Yeah.
Right.
We just talking with the people. Hop on YouTube. Throw some comments in there. We'd love to interact with you guys. Love you guys to watch us and support us. We got a studio that's almost done getting built, so it's going to look a lot more official in these streets. So we're really excited about it. But that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow.